What is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny gameplay video. In this video I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. There's going to be gameplay playing in the background from just some of my favorite matches that I had yesterday on stream, and then I'm also just going to be sharing some advice, some just my perspective on how to really get the most out of the game. So when it all boils down to it, yeah, this is a video game that we love, but we spent money on it. And I spent a lot of good money on this game. I really want to get the most possible out of it. I want to get the best experience that I can and milk it for all it's worth to make my money worth it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what these are just sort of this is my perspective on it, okay? This is not me saying this is the way that you have to play the game. This is me saying, hey, you know, this is how I prefer to play the game, and this is what helps me get the most out of it and enjoy it as much as I do. And if this is not, your way of playing it, that's fine. But just thought I'd share some of my perspective for whatever it's worth. So the very first thing that I would tell you is, if you want to get the most out of the game and you want to get the most out of your experience and enjoy it as much as you possibly can, rule number one is don't water down Destiny. Okay? Don't water it down. There is a lot of stuff to do in this game, and there are a lot of weapons to use. Now, I play with people pretty regularly, some of my better friends, who they say, you know what, I'm just so burnt out. And I look at them and I'm like, yeah, no surprise there. You literally run around with the exact same 2 or 3 primaries, the exact same 2 or 3 special weapons, on the exact same maybe 2 subclasses all the time. Literally, probably 90 to 95% of the time that they're playing Destiny, they're using the same things on the same characters in the same ways, and oftentimes against the same people. And I'm not at all surprised that it feels repetitive to them, and that they're burnt out on it. So my advice is, don't water down Destiny. Don't boil it down to something less than Destiny by limiting your experience to just a handful of things. So for me, a lot of what that means is using lots of different weapons. And you guys know me, if you've watched my content, I use a lot of different weapons. And I'm primarily a PvP guy, but I've done all the raids a lot. I've done all the strikes a lot. And I have a lot of PvE specific loot. That doesn't mean that I limit my experience to exclusively PvP. Destiny has a lot of entertainment to offer. You just have to take advantage of it. So for me, not watering down Destiny, not limiting my experience, that has led me to having some of the most fun that I've had in gaming ever. That meant creating the whole Sky Sniper approach. That meant my Hunter equipment build, which was really popular. My Vampire build for my Warlock, which has had lots of love and been received really, really well. This may sound a little bit pompous. It's not intended to be. It may sound a little vain, and I don't mean it to. But one of my most popular and viewed videos back in year 1 was a no backup plans build, back when the no backup plans were thought to be one of the weakest exotics in the game, when no one used them. And I looked at it and I said, how can I use this and make it effective? And I ended up making a defender build centered around the no backup plans, and I had a couple of videos about it, and they were some of my most viewed and well received videos in year 1, way before they ever got buffed into the epic exotic that they are today, with lots of people using them. And that's not intended to sound vain. It's just me saying, you know what, way back then, before it was even powerful, I started asking the question, how can I get a fun experience out of this? And so I really like that the game gives the gamer the creative license to find ways to play the game, find new ways to play the game. It's not all just handed to you on a silver platter. It's not all just cut and dry, like, hey, here are the best things, use them. You can actually have the freedom to invent new play styles. And that is how I've enjoyed this game the most. So one of my now most viewed videos in year 2 is the Noob Hunter video, which is a purely entertainment purposes, just for fun video. It's not calling anyone a noob. It's supposed to be a spoof of a wildlife documentary, right? And the thing that I love about it is that I was using things that people don't typically run on the Night Stalker. It was using Predator and Snare and a Revelator hand cannon and some blue shotgun that I don't even know the name of. But it led to lots of entertainment value, playing the Crucible in a new way and just having a blast doing it. And I'm not the first person that ever played the Night Stalker that way. I'm not saying that, but it's underused and undervalued, and it may not be the most effective in like Trials of Osiris or something like that, but dang if it isn't fun and it doesn't mix up the gameplay. And I couldn't even use Shade Step because of it, but you know what, who needs Shade Step? We're here for the funsies, right? So I get a lot of people who say, you know what, TV, I wish I could play the game like that, but when I go into the Crucible, I'm not good enough to be effective without using the Last Word and my Matador or Party Crasher and the Universal Remote and a Sniper. You know what? I don't hate on players for using the most effective thing in the game. I'll never hate on a player or criticize them. Yeah, I may say that it's annoying. I may say that it's obnoxious to play against, but that's not me hating on the player themselves. I understand why someone would want to use something that gives them the best possible chance of winning. I get that, I do. But if you want to get the most entertainment out of the game, you got to find new ways of playing it. And that's just my opinion. So I think you may say that, like, hey, I can't get kills and I can't get wins without it. You say that, but I think you'd be surprised. I think you'd be surprised if you challenged yourself. If you go into a 6v6 playlist and skill-based matchmaking is a factor. It's not, they say that connection is prioritized, but yesterday I matched up against Lambie. He's in the UK, and he had a red bar for me. And that's not me hating on Lambie. He's a friend of mine. He's an excellent player and a fantastic guy. But how the heck did we get matched? Halfway across the world with connections that were kind of poo if connection is prioritized. I don't know, but that's neither here nor there. That being said, skill-based matchmaking is a factor for me, too. Not just you. You're not alone there. And when I go into a 6v6 playlist and I'm using just fun weapons, you know what? There's typically one or two guys on the other team using the best stuff in the game. Last Words, Party Crashers, whatever it may be. Yeah, I get you. But you know what? There's the other 4 players that are playing for funsies. And they've got some other stuff on that's, it's not God tier status, whatever. So you may make that argument like, hey, I got to use the best stuff in the game. I don't think you do, honestly. I think you need to challenge yourself a little bit. Use something else. You may get fewer kills. You may get a lower KD. You know what? When I use derpy stuff from time to time, a lot of times I go negative. Yeah, I go negative. And you know what? I don't really care. And I get the difference between me and you, and this is, again, not intended to sound vain, it's just the reality of it. The difference is when I do that, I get all kinds of hate mail where people are like, aren't you supposed to be good? And you just brush it off. So for me, it's almost, there's even more risk of public ridicule and being, there are videos on YouTube of me losing and people teabagging me, and I'm using a No Land Beyond. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, whatever. It doesn't bother me, it happens. You just gotta learn to play the game for you. Don't play it for anyone, play it for you. And do what makes it fun. And that might mean using things that are gonna get you less kills, but it's going to up the fun factor and the replayability. And you know what? When you get a 3-piece with the Last Word Sniper, yeah, it feels good. When you get a 3-piece with a No Land Beyond and a sidearm, it feels really freaking dang good. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just more reward to doing it that way. And one of the questions I get asked the most is, TV, what don't you like about sweats? Because I've said in passing a number of times, like, yeah, I enjoy sweats every now and then, maybe once a week, but it's not really my thing. And that's honestly why, because in my opinion, I've got a lot of friends in the sweat community, so I'm not rapping on them at all. I think they're great guys and great players. But in my opinion, the problem with sweats is that it boils Destiny, it waters Destiny down to something that's less than Destiny. Because in sweats you see the exact same weapons and loadouts all the time. And to me, that's something less than what Destiny was designed to be and what it can be. And I think that in pursuit of quote-unquote balance, what they do is turn Destiny into something less than itself. And that's what I don't care about in terms of sweats. You know, I sweat every now and then, and I do enjoy doing it in in certain amounts. But when I compare myself apples to apples against some of the sweatiest players out there who play tournaments and whatnot, yeah, I'll openly admit that in those environments they're better than I am, because they do it all the time. And when I go into sweats, I'm playing with loadouts that are foreign to me, because all of my loadouts and playstyles I've created center around things that are banned in sweats. I can't even use a Fabian strategy in sweats. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just so many things, so many limitations to me that just don't make sense, and they don't jive well with my playstyle. That in those environments, I'm forced to play something that's a little bit foreign while everyone else is playing what they always play. So I do hold my own in sweats. I've won some series and played alongside some great players and come out on top against some great players. But for the most part, these guys in those environments, they're a little bit better than I am, and I'm okay with that, because that's not really me. The next thing I would say in terms of getting the most out of the game is don't take it too seriously. So when you take the game too seriously, you give it power. You give a video game power over your emotions. People will start to rage. Not just like, oh, that's really annoying, but they'll legitimately start yelling and swearing and just going off the handle at certain things in the game. And it's like, whoa, calm down. It's not that big a deal. In the long run, in the grand scheme of things, it's just a game. All right, don't take it too seriously. So one of the things I get asked the most is, TV, how do you keep your composure and not rage and whatnot, and not let it get under your skin? And I just tell people it's all about perspective for me. I don't take the game too seriously. There are a lot of things in my life that are way more important than this game. My family, my faith, my dog, a good craft beer, a good cup of coffee. These are all things that are more important to me than Destiny. And I do love the crap out of this game, don't hear me wrong. But it's not high enough on my list of things that are important to me to get under my skin. It's not high enough up there to have power over my emotions. And I play with people who let this game get to their emotions and control their emotions. And that's just a one-way ticket into not enjoying a game. You'll quickly find yourself treating it more like a chore, if that's the case. And for me, that's not what gaming's about. I want it to be light, casual, fun, enjoyable, social. And so when you focus on that dynamic of the game, it's going to be so much more enjoyable. The best fun that I have in Destiny has been doing just silly things with friends and laughing together, and even playing really well together against good teams. Some of my most memorable experiences are times that you do something or a friend of yours does something really well, and you're together and you laugh about it, and you're like, dude, that was the most amazing play ever. Some of my greatest memories are not even of me doing something cool, it's of someone else doing something cool. And we enjoy that experience together. So those are the things that I would tell you if you want to get the most out of this game. Don't water it down. Don't take it too seriously. Experience all of what you can experience. Use a variety of different things, and do it in the company of people that you enjoy being around. So I hope that that's helpful advice. Hopefully you can integrate it into your own experience. That's just, again, my take. I'm not forcing my approach on anyone else, but that's just my approach to gaming, and hopefully it's refreshing to you. And guys, I do look forward to hearing feedback from you, and I look forward to seeing you in the Crucible.